There comes a time in every person's life when they must decide who they are going to live for. Too many of us waste our energy begging for attention, chasing validation, and waiting for someone else to approve of us. That path is a trap. It drains your spirit and leaves you empty. But when you rise up and decide, I will no longer beg, I will no longer chase, I will focus on me, that is the day your life begins to transform. Success does not come to those who plead, it comes to those who build. The moment you stop chasing what runs away from you, you free yourself to attract what is truly meant for you. Begging lowers your power, chasing steals your time, but focusing on yourself multiplies your value. When you grow, when you invest in yourself, when you discipline your mind and sharpen your skills, the world has no choice but to recognize your worth. You see, the law of life is simple. People respect what is strong, not what is needy. Opportunities appear to those who create value, not to those who sit waiting for handouts. When you beg, you hand over your power. When you chase, you signal desperation. But when you focus on you, you stand tall, unshaken, and magnetic. Napoleon Hill once said that success requires definiteness of purpose, a clear decision to walk your own path. And that is what you must do. Instead of asking, will they choose me? Ask, am I choosing myself? Instead of running after people, run after your dreams. Instead of begging for acceptance, demand excellence from yourself. The truth is, you don't need to chase what belongs to you. You don't need to beg for what you deserve. Your only job is to prepare, to grow, to discipline your thoughts, and to act with unwavering confidence. When you do that, the right people, the right opportunities, and the right success will meet you on your journey. So today, decide this. No more begging, no more chasing. From this day forward, I focus on me. Because when you build yourself, you attract everything you were once chasing. And that is real power. When you beg, you are unconsciously declaring that you are powerless, that you lack something so deeply that you must rely on others to complete you. Begging is not limited to asking with words. It can be found in your actions, in the way you seek validation, in the way you lower your standards just to be accepted. Every time you beg for attention, for approval, or for someone to choose you, you are giving away a piece of your own authority. It sends a signal to the world that you don't believe in your own worth, and people respond accordingly. Human nature respects strength, not weakness. When you position yourself as someone who cannot stand on their own, others begin to treat you that way. Think about it. When you see someone constantly pleading, constantly running after others for recognition, do you see them as powerful or do you see them as desperate? The answer is obvious. The same happens when you beg. You think you are showing effort, but in reality, you are shrinking your presence. What you beg for today becomes a burden tomorrow, because anything you obtain through begging will never be rooted in respect. It will be rooted in pity or convenience. That is not the foundation of real success or meaningful relationships. The truth is, your life does not expand when you beg, it contracts. You limit yourself by believing that someone else has what you need, and you cannot create it yourself. But history proves otherwise. Every great achievement, every empire built, every life transformed has been the result of someone who refused to beg. Instead, they chose to build. They chose to step into their own power and claim it through action, through discipline, and through unshakable belief in themselves. You must realize that begging is a form of self-betrayal. It is telling yourself that you are not enough, that others hold the key to your destiny. But in reality, no one else has that power. It lies within you. The moment you decide to stop begging is the moment you take your power back. You no longer wait for permission. You no longer wait for someone to validate you. You validate yourself. That inner shift is what makes people stand taller, speak clearer, and live with purpose. When you refuse to beg, you force yourself to rise. You start focusing on what you can control, your effort, your growth, your mindset. And when you do that, something incredible happens. The world begins to take notice. People are naturally drawn to those who know their value. Opportunities come to those who act with strength, not those who plead for a chance. So make this decision. Never again will you beg for love, for attention, for opportunity, or for respect. From this moment forward, you will claim your power by building yourself, by investing in yourself, by walking with quiet confidence. Because when you stop begging, you stop settling. And when you stop settling, you finally begin to live as the powerful person you were always meant to be. Chasing is one of the greatest thieves of your energy. When you chase after people, opportunities, or recognition, you drain yourself in ways that rarely produce lasting results. Chasing always comes from a place of lack. It is built on the belief that you are incomplete unless you run after something outside of you. And the more you chase, the more it slips away, because what you pursue with desperation is repelled by your own energy. Just think about it. When someone chases you relentlessly, do you feel drawn to them? Or do you feel the urge to move further away? The same is true in every area of life. Desperation pushes away what you want. When you spend your days chasing approval from others, you are living as a prisoner of their opinions. You give away your freedom to their judgments, and you shape your life around what they think instead of who you are meant to be. Chasing is exhausting because it is endless. You can never fully satisfy it. Even if you catch what you're running after, it will never feel enough because the root problem is not the object of your chase, but the belief that you are not already whole. That cycle will repeat until you choose to stop running. Instead of chasing, there is a far better path: becoming. When you focus on becoming the type of person who attracts opportunities, respect, and success, you no longer need to waste energy running after them. It's like a magnet. It doesn't chase metal. It pulls it naturally because of what it is. You too can become magnetic by working on yourself, developing your skills, sharpening your discipline, and carrying yourself with unshakable confidence. When you do that, people and opportunities are drawn to you without you having to chase them. Chasing also distracts you from your purpose. When all your focus is outward, you neglect your own growth. You miss the chance to refine yourself, to build your vision, to create real value. But when you pull your energy inward, when you stop chasing and start building, you conserve your power. You use it to strengthen your mind, to sharpen your abilities, to align with your purpose. And then, instead of running after opportunities, you create opportunities. Instead of chasing recognition, you command respect. You must understand that chasing is a game you cannot win. The moment you stop, you regain clarity. You see that nothing worth having requires you to beg or exhaust yourself running after it. What is meant for you will meet you when you are ready, not when you are desperate. Your job is not to chase. It is to prepare, to build, and to embody the kind of person who naturally draws the life they desire. So, stop chasing. Stop wasting your energy on people who run, on opportunities that slip through your fingers, on approval that never lasts. Redirect that energy into yourself, because when you grow into your highest self, what you once ran after will come looking for you. For you, the greatest investment you will ever make is in yourself. Too many people spend their energy pouring into others, running after approval, or trying to fit into molds that were never designed for them. But the truth is, your life will only rise to the level of the work you put into yourself. When you decide to focus on building yourself, your skills, your mindset, your health, your purpose, you step into a different arena of life, one where you no longer chase but attract, no longer beg but command. Building yourself begins with discipline. Growth does not happen by accident. It is intentional. Every book you read, every skill you sharpen, every habit you strengthen becomes a brick in the foundation of your future. The hours you dedicate to learning, to training, to refining your craft may feel small in the moment, but over time they compound into undeniable strength. The person who invests in their mind and body daily becomes unstoppable because they are not waiting for opportunity. They are preparing for it. When you focus inward, your energy shifts. You stop comparing yourself to others because you are too busy becoming the best version of you. You no longer feel the need to beg for love or chase validation because you realize your value is not determined by anyone else. It is built by your actions, your habits, and your choices. People respect what is strong, and strength comes from within. You cannot fake it. You cannot shortcut it. It is earned by consistently showing up for yourself when no one is watching. Self-building is also about clarity. When you take time to work on your mind, you begin to understand your purpose more deeply. You stop being distracted by what everyone else is doing and start focusing on what you are meant to do. Clarity brings direction, and direction brings power. A person who knows where they are going doesn't need to beg or chase. They walk with certainty, and the world steps aside to let them through. This path is not always easy. Building yourself requires sacrifice. It means waking up earlier, saying no to distractions, distancing yourself from negativity, and doing the hard things that most people avoid. But the rewards are worth it because when you build yourself, you carry something no one can take away from you. Money can be lost, relationships can end, opportunities can fade, but the person you become, the knowledge, the strength, the discipline stays with you forever. Focus on becoming so valuable that opportunities seek you out. Focus on growing so strong that setbacks cannot break you. Focus on building so much confidence within yourself that you never again feel the need to beg or chase. When you build yourself, you rise. And when you rise, everything you were once chasing begins to align with your path. So choose today. Stop pouring your energy outward and begin building inward. Because the strongest foundation you can ever stand on is the one you build within yourself. True confidence is not loud, it does not scream for attention, and it does not need to prove itself. Real confidence is silent power. It's the kind of presence that speaks without words. When you walk into a room with true confidence, people feel it before you even open your mouth. It's not in arrogance or show, but in the calm certainty of someone who knows their value and refuses to compromise it. That is the kind of confidence that transforms lives, and it only comes from within. Too often, people mistake noise for confidence. They think that being the loudest, the most noticeable, or the most demanding is what earns respect. But what really commands respect is quiet strength. It's the person who doesn't need to beg, doesn't need to chase, and doesn't need to prove anything to anyone. They are grounded in who they are, and that stillness makes them magnetic. The world pays attention to those who do not seek attention, but simply embody their power. Confidence of this kind is not built overnight. It is a byproduct of the work you put into yourself. Every time you choose discipline over laziness, every time you sharpen your skills, every time you push through fear, you build another layer, confidence. It is not about pretending to be something you're not. It is about becoming so secure in who you are that nothing shakes you. This kind of confidence cannot be faked because it is rooted in preparation and self respect. Silent power is also unshakable because it is not dependent on the approval of others. When your confidence comes from external validation, it can be taken away the moment people stop clapping. But when your confidence is built on the foundation of your own growth, no one can strip it from you. You don't need applause. You don't need attention. You already know who you are. That is why the calm, confident person is always more powerful than the one who constantly seeks recognition. Another truth about real confidence is that it brings peace. You no longer feel the need to rush to compete or to compare yourself with others. You understand that what is meant for you will not pass you by, and you don't need to chase it frantically. Your energy is steady, and that steadiness draws people in. Others will sense your certainty, and they will trust you because you trust yourself. When you focus on building this silent power, you no longer waste time on begging or chasing. You no longer live in desperation. Instead, you operate from a place of strength, patience, and faith. People are naturally drawn to that energy. They want to follow it, they want to respect it, they want to be around it. So remember this: true confidence does not shout, it does not demand, it does not chase. It simply is. Build yourself to the point where you no longer need to announce your worth. Let your presence speak louder than words because that is the essence of silent power. What is meant for you will never need to be forced. Life has a way of aligning opportunities, people, and circumstances with those who are ready to receive them. Yet, too often, people waste their energy trying to force outcomes that are not meant to be, chasing situations that are running away from them, and clinging to things that were never designed to last. This struggle only creates frustration and exhaustion. The truth is simple. What is yours will come to you, and when it does, it will not require you to beg or chase. It will flow naturally into your life. This doesn't mean you sit back and do nothing. Life rewards preparation, discipline, and action. But there is a difference between working on yourself and desperately chasing what keeps slipping through your fingers. The person who constantly chases approval, relationships, or success pushes them further away. The person who focuses on growth and self-mastery attracts these things without struggle. It is not magic. It is alignment. When you become the right person, the right opportunities naturally gravitate toward you. Think of a farmer. They do not chase the harvest across the field. Instead, they prepare the soil, plant the seeds, and nurture them with patience. The harvest eventually comes, not because of chasing, but because of consistent effort and trust in the process. Your life works the same way. When you build yourself, your mind, your skills, your discipline, you are planting seeds. In time, those seeds grow into opportunities, relationships, and results that are truly yours. And when they come, they stay because they are rooted in your preparation. There is also peace in trusting that what is yours cannot be taken away. Many people live in fear of losing things, whether it is success, love, or recognition. But when you operate from fear, you cling and chase. Instead, remind yourself that what is truly aligned with your purpose will remain, and what is not meant for you will leave. Letting go of what does not belong to you is not loss. It is clearing space for something better to arrive. The most powerful people in the world are not the ones chasing everything. They are the ones walking steadily on their path, knowing that what belongs to them will cross their way. This calm certainty is what makes them magnetic. People want to follow them, opportunities find them, and success flows toward them. Why? Because their energy is not desperate, it is grounded, patient, and focused. So stop running after things that are not meant for you. Stop exhausting yourself trying to force doors that will never open. Instead, focus on becoming the best version of yourself. Work hard, grow daily, and trust the process. When you do that, what is truly yours, whether it is success, opportunities, or relationships, will find you at the perfect time. And when it does, you will realize it was never about chasing. It was always about preparing.